Greetings everyone and welcome back to Woven Tales and of course to Going Medieval, where in the last episode we finished construction on what I claimed to be effectively the first quote-unquote mega project that Woven Tales has undertaken, and that is of course our enormous warehouse slash craft hall. Now, since then, I've had an opportunity to read some of your comments, and I've gotten quite a lot of advice and some corrections on a few mistakes I made in its construction. Chiefly, the assumption that a workshop, that is a workshop room, had to have just one workbench in it. Now, I was operating under the assumption that I could perhaps have multiples of the same workbench, in the same way that I can technically have multiples of the same shrine in a chapel, and it'll still count as a chapel. Now, here, apparently I was very wrong, and the tooltip is a little bit ambiguous, but you can have multiple types of workshops together in a single room, and it'll all count. So we could have redesigned this or designed it in a slightly different way to have multiple workshops, perhaps the blacksmith and the armorer in a similar room, because they share some resources, that sort of thing. But I'm not inclined to redesign what we've got here, but it is definitely something to remember going forward. Now, the other thing, and so many people have mentioned this to me, I made a bit of a mistake when I was updating the schedules, and everyone was having 1 hour less sleep than they should have. There we go. Nice and easy fix for us. Right, so what are we going to be doing today? Well, we've got a couple of jobs that are now possible for us. First and foremost, we do need to clean up after that last raid. It was a bit of a messy one, and there are corpses all over the place, so hopefully we can get that dealt with. We've got many pyres ready to receive the bodies of the fallen. But in this episode, we're probably going to start splitting our time a little bit between expanding the walls and also working on the Great Hall. I'm starting to feel now that the Great Hall needs to be much, much bigger to really be considered a Great Hall compared to the enormous Craft Hall over here. It's not so much a Guild Hall. I did see one or two people mentioning, oh, well, maybe this is a Guild Hall. It wouldn't really be a Guild Hall because there are so many different guilds represented here, so many industries. So I mean, perhaps you could say each individual workshop was a guild workshop, but that doesn't quite fit. Though perhaps in the future we will look to address this by building individual guild halls. That definitely sounded like an interesting project. So while I don't quite agree that this is a guild hall, that has definitely given me some ideas for future projects. Now, looking at all this food on the floor, let me just double check that we've got plenty of room in our cellar, because if not, oh yeah, we've got loads of room in our cellar. What's the temperature in here as well? 9.2 versus the 23.2 outside. How long does that give us? 7 days on the meat, 9 days on the meals, 12 days on the roasted meat. Okay, that's pretty good. 18 days on the red currants, 39 days on the beet pile. Note that I'm reading the rot because whilst it'll take 2 years to decompose, it's still going to be useless to me after 39 days, so that's the only timer I really care about. 17 days there. Okay, well, that's not too bad at all things considered, but it could definitely be improved. And you know what? I think we're going to place down at least 1 or 2 things. A smokehouse would absolutely be wonderful right now. Let's just go with 1. For the time being, let's get that built. Actually, let's make that out of stone. Let's go with a stone smokehouse right about there so that we can start getting some of that meat. If we're not using it for a meal, let's just smoke the meat so it lasts for a very long time, because that's definitely got the least amount of time available before it starts to perish in the cellar. That being said, we could perhaps go with maybe a few more. No, I think 1 should be good enough. We'll just work with that. I think you can use smoked meat to make meals. It doesn't just become something like jerky and then that's it. But the other project that we can work on as well is, of course, starting to flesh out this area back here for our Oak Brethren Temple. And to that end, there's a few things that we can work on straight away. Now, I'm going to be updating our walls to stone as and when I get the opportunity to. However, this area specifically is going to stay wood. That's the aesthetic of the area that I would like to try and keep going. We want this area to feel natural for the Oak Brethren. I think that's going to be quite important to them. Furthermore, one of the things that I am looking at here is how narrow this little alley is becoming. And for an area where I feel there's a lot of foot traffic, yeah, that's not so great. So we may actually want to shift the whole Great Hall plan back a little bit besides. So that may be something that we work on too. Further to that, we can almost certainly afford to lay down some actual tiles just around around woven tails, just to give people a little bit of an easier time moving around. Let's just pop a few paths to the major locations. For example, there. I won't bother putting one there, but we will take a path all the way down past the gatehouse, all the way to the side over here. And we'll just pop it. We'll just stop it about there, I think. Down here we can do the same. Let's take that all the way up. There we go. Now this is going to take a little bit of time to get going, but that should be fine. That will serve two purposes. One, it should allow our citizens a bit of an easier time moving around. But two, if we do move this back, and I'm pretty sold on that idea, this will act as a ceiling for the basement as well, because we'll bring this path back a little bit more right up to the front doors of the Great Hall, and that will allow us to keep the basement, which is already here. So we do need to give that a ceiling to keep it isolated from the temperatures outside. But with all of that set to be done, we are really... Malachi, why? Why do you do it to yourself? Let's get up here, Malachi. I'm glad I caught you. Care you to prioritize this? Do you have to do it from down there? Okay, fine. I guess we're not digging this right now then. I'm glad I caught you doing that, because that would have been ultra dumb. Let's go ahead and just build this wall, and once that's done, we can start building the tunnel across, and then that will allow us just to excavate this from the inside of the pit, because that seems how Malachi wants to do it. But with that said, we're going to pass a little bit of time there, and we've got some of the paving already going down. That's wonderful. We are definitely going to need more stone though for all of the projects that we're going to be working on. So let's get that on the way. Also, there is a little bit of gold there. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's actually quite pleasant to see. But I'm going to allow our colonists a little bit of time to get things going, and then hopefully bring you back when there's something more to report. So see you very, very soon. Okay, it is a little bit rainy right now. It's summer day 6, coming up to 10 p.m. and we are just about finished with burning all of the corpses. We have still not brought in all of the gear though, which is a little bit of a pain, but there we are. Our peeps are managing to get a decent amount of work done at this point, and I've even seen them enjoying a beer here and there, which I'm actually very pleased with. But specifically right now, we can actually start work on the Oak Brethren Temple. Now, how we go about getting in there is an important one. I'm thinking we want a kind of sunken entrance somewhere over here. Now, I could also go ahead and add maybe 1 or 2 more rooms, perhaps, if I really want to. But I don't think we want any more rooms right now. That being said, though, I do want to replace this wall with some stone wall there, some dry stone wall. So let's take care of that right now, and then also start to consider the way that we're going to dig downwards. And I'm thinking we're going to want a double wide stair, maybe even 4 wide. Fui has turned 56. So that's congratulations, Fui. You're winning at life right now. Let's go ahead and start our entrance about there. We'll have double stairs and maybe 4 stairs, and if we do, then the 2 in the middle will be made of a different material. It'll create a nice visual effect. Then we can flank it with some fencing, maybe some lights. We'll have a double door 1 tier down, and from there we will dig in and start hollowing out this area. I want to take it 2 layers down Well, rather just one layer down from here, but 2 layers from this hill, and then we will start to turn this into a bit of a temple zone. Now, we do have research available, and as you can see, I've shifted around our research stockpile because it is high time that we begin researching the new research, or rather we finish researching the new type of research so we can make textbooks. We can now build the research table, and I would also like some new shelving to put in there as well. This is going to allow us to make textbooks, and they are going to be required for quite a lot of the researches that we're able to get into. Steel Furniture 2, for example, where we can make some really nice tables, and we definitely want to get that on the go for the Great Hall. We can get shields and armorer level 2, which will be very, very much appreciated. Now, Mousy Karina, you're doing some amazing work at the moment in getting everything sorted out for the tailor. I believe you're probably going to be dismantling some more items based on their quality or their durability. Yes, you are. Let's have a look. How many items do we have down here at this point? Not that many. Mousy Karina has been very, very active. My lord. Well done. Very well done. We've got some flimsy winter clothes, it looks like. So hopefully Masquerina is going to... Oh, there we are, tailoring level 21. Hopefully you're going to be able to make some really, really nice clothing as a result of all this. Ah, you're grabbing the stuff from the raid. Okay, no, that's cool. I'm glad that people are actually taking care of all of that because it was getting a bit messy. Now, as for our grove, we've got birch trees. They're doing quite well, still growing. Getting up to some very high numbers now in the amount of wood that we'll be able to recover from each patch. So I'm very happy to see all of that happening. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop another cut here. We've got a lot of work to do before we can start properly working on the temple over there. Though quickly, oh, actually they haven't quite finished that. I'll wait for them to finish this. We will be setting this up to get 30 textbooks prepared at any time, because looking through this, whilst the early items, oh wow, chemistry requires the highest tier of research book, but most of the items here are like in the 50s to the 20s, but not long after we're going to start hitting oh, actually, you know what, doesn't look like we'll ever need 30. Okay, 20 is the most we're going to need. All right, well, bearing that, no, never mind. We'll need 30 for one specific task, and that is researching to research. All right, fair enough. Then we will maintain 30 in-house at any one point. So let's go ahead and pop that down there. 30 pop. I do love that we can type in the text fields there. It is such a big quality of life improvement, that one. But as I said, we're gonna pass a little bit of time, get some more things done, and I shall bring you back when there's some more progress to report. So see you very, very soon. Jailbird. Sifaldi, I'm not confident at all about their name, not that it's going to matter too long, didn't stop looking over her shoulder, but it was the bleeding wheals around her ankles that gave her away as a prisoner on the run. Would you conceal her? They may have been followed. The settlers slammed the door shut. No, never. It's not going to happen. Not even once. Let's have a look. Perks. That looks like some sort of animal handling perk there, and I'm not sure about the other one. But you've got double passion in mining, though you're absolutely awful at it. You've got some passion for carpentry as well. Not too bad. Age 54. You're a cheerful burner, and your pseudonym is the Lucky of Picts. Okay, interesting. Ooh, okay. Expect a possible attack in a couple of days. 2 adept forest bandit archers, 2 forest bandits, 4 forest bandits, 2 fierce forest bandits, and 3 master forest bandit archers. Okay then. This might be an interesting one. Woven Tales inhabitants decided to help her. Right, okay, well, first and foremost, we need to learn a little bit about you, starting with a name. Everyone say hello to Danda, and thank you ever so much for your support on Patreon. Let's find out what a cheerful burner is. Danda was top dog, the leader of the pack. She cared for the hounds, and in return these dogs were fiercely loyal. Although not of high rank, Danda commanded respect. Hounds can be ferocious when crossed. And in the wake of the death and terror, Danda would whistle as she worked, almost as if the horrors of the recent times had passed her by. Danda's reason for being cheery was simple enough. She had caught the pestilence, but had dodged the Grim Reaper. Life was good. We have got contemplative. Dander spends most of their time with their own thoughts. The rest of us are not invited. So mood target -20, mood change speed +5%. Okay. And witch. Dander is highly attuned to the natural world. She listens closely to the feral whispers of plants and animals. And you are a devout oak brethren. Well, as it happens, we're working on a temple right now. What a fantastic time to be alive, eh? Let's have a look at your wounds. Okay, you've got a bruised arm. We're going to need to take care of that for you. But let's first get you inside. Yeah, we'll wait for you to get all the way inside. There we go. Now, first and foremost, let's get you out of whatever you're in. There you go. And then hopefully, well, I'm going to allow you to have all apparel for now. As for your skills, you're not a bad, not bad with a bow, so we're going to go with a marksman for you. Which means well, honestly, straw hats really should be what we go for there. And light armor only, please and thank you. If you could go and get equipped, that would be grand. But for now, you're going to go and rest up, and that's completely understandable. Presently, we've got 5 people who sleep through the day, so we're instead going to go with a daytime worker. And as for your jobs, well, I mean, as much as mining is not a job you're particularly good at just yet, it is a job that I would like done. So let's focus on that one for now. With everything else, though, I mean, you've got some medicine skills, so I'll give you a 4 on that, but realistically, you're not going to be expected to do that work. As for hunting, sure, you can have a 4 there as well, but everything else is going to be popped down to a 4 or a 5. I'm going to give you a 4 on construction, but pretty much everything else over here, well, actually, all of the cut plant jobs should realistically be on the 3. Cooking, no, we can have that one down on a 5 as well. Smithing, you're not even any particularly good at it at all, so we'll pop that. We'll just straight up turn that one off. And research, I'll have on a very low 5. In fact, that should have been the case for Mouse Karina as well. There we go. Everything is done. I don't always include setting the jobs, but every now and then I want to clue you in on the way I'm doing things. Right, we've got our tunnel space ready to go. Let's go ahead and dig this across then, shall we? I think we should. Yeah, sure. We may as well go the whole way. Get all the way through. And then we can have our gates around here. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel the walls there. I think that'll be fine. But we will have wood on this side and a door there as well. And I think it's going to look absolutely marvellous. And then we can start expanding out in this area. It is going to look fantastic when we're done. I quite like the effect that we've got there as well of the stairs. I think that looks particularly nice. The reason why I wanted the walls built down here, though, as you can probably already guess, we're going to have some torches down here. I think they'll look really, really nice down here. We're going to specifically go for wood torches, although at this point we could easily manage iron torches. But I feel that the pathway to the Oak Brethren Temple deserves to have wooden torches primarily. Right, now with all of that going on, let's have a look at our larder. Wow, this is actually starting to fill out. Oh, we've got some smoked meat. Fantastic. Let's have a look at that. Pretty much, it will, at this temperature, it is not going to rot. Mind you, it's 5.4. There's a lot of things that won't rot at 5.4. Let's have a look. I say with confidence and then can't find many of them. Herbs, barley, they seem okay. Roasted meats do not. Carrots, no. Okay, there's not too many things that won't rot at this temperature. But the smoked meat is good for a very, very, very long time. And the beets aren't even going to start rotting for another 42 days. So we're going to be deep in winter, or actually beyond winter by the time that becomes a problem for us. Whilst we're over here, let's go ahead and get rid of these. There we go. Fui doing a bit of work there. Now, how are we doing? What are you working on, Mouse Karina? Let's have a quick peek. You're working on some winter clothes. Okay, not bad. I think at this point, Mouse Karina is immediately breaking down anything that they produce that isn't of decent quality. But since we are going into summer, I'm going to bump up summer clothes above winter clothes for the time being, just because I feel that's going to be a better use of your time for now. Right, well, before our attack is not a great time for me to start changing things up too drastically. However, I have decided that although currently the game, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have any kind of AI to breach windows, we are going to get rid of the windows on the lower floors. At least the ones that penetrate our settlement walls. So in this case, we're going to get rid of all of that. I'm not sure if we're going to make this room a lot bigger than it is right now, but for the time being, let's at least get these walls changed up. But I am strongly considering changing the overall shape of this building in a big way. I think we're going to massively expand it, at least backwards. But I'm strongly considering expanding out the size as well. That is going to necessitate having some sort of support pillars inside, though, to be able to handle the roof, or rather the ceiling, the floor above. But that shouldn't be too terrible for us, I don't think. Right, with that done, we've got 8 hours and 7 hours until our enemies are here. Dander is helping out with the mining. Thank you very much indeed, Dander. Let's have a quick gander at your schedule. At your jobs. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be where it needs to be. We don't have mining work too often, so that shouldn't be a big problem for Dander. Although they have fairly low skill right now, they're going to gain a lot of skill pretty quickly, just because of their passions. So I'm happy with them building that up over time. I don't feel that they're going to waste too much time doing this over other jobs that they could be doing, for example, carpentry, because we don't have too much digging work all in one go. That being said, we're about to have an awful lot because I need to hollow out this area ready for the temple, but it's fine. Usually it's not a problem. Really? You had to go and mess up my traps right now? I'm about to need those, you scallywags. Oh, well. We're starting to... I love the fact that we are just getting the final items in from the last raid right before the next one is due to show up. That is absolutely glorious. I love it. Love it so much. Right, raw meat has rotted on the stockpile. That I was not expecting, though. Really? What temperature is it down here? Well, I suppose there has been a lot of raw meat sat there for quite some time. Violent extortionists. The swarthy jailers wanted your villager, Dander, and they wanted them now. They had to pay for their crimes, or your whole village would pay. It was up to you. Woven Till's defiant settlers refused to bow to these sailors' demands, of course. That was a weird one. Okay. In fact, both of those options were exactly the same. It's like, yeah, no. Strange. Either way, we've got a raid all the way over here. Now, the fact they've got crossbows is a bit worrying. In fact, that's not just a bit worrying, it's a lot worrying. Okay, well, I'm going to allow people to continue doing a little bit of work, but we are going to have to get our peeps in position before too long. Let's see. Hopefully we can get a lot of these items hauled in before we need to really worry about it. Okay, Dandy, you need to not be here anymore, so time for you to head back. You do need your wounds tending, but we're not going to have time for that. Alright, get your peeps in position. Malachi, you can continue wandering around Fui, though. Want you up on the battlements. Bilal, you're fine. River Knight, you're fine. Mouse Karina, let's get you up there. I should be able to allow the others to make their way back since they're already on their way of their own volition. Yeah, we should be good there. We've got Russell. I'm going to need you up on the battlements too. There we go. And Manu, of course. Let's get you down there. There we are. Right, we should be able to do an awful lot of damage to them as they approach from this position. As we've seen, this works very, very well. Right, let's wait for you two to get inside. Right, there we go. The battle has begun proper. Let's get in. Come on, Lady Tara. No, 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 no. No running away. Let's get you up on those walls, please. And you, there we go. Go, go, go. Get in now. That's right. The others we should be able to deal with fairly easily. You are going to step on that trap and then just jam it, which is a bit of a problem for me, but okay. Let's move you into position. Dr. Lady Terra should be able to do an awful lot of damage. Oof. Russell just took a hit. Let's make sure that you're actually behind some decent protection there, please and thanks. Alright. Okay, you're holding off the archers for now, which is great. There we go. And let's make sure that you've got decent protection there. I really did not put Russell in a good position initially. That was a bit silly of me. The others can work on everything for now. That's fine. We should be able to wipe these ones out relatively quickly without too much trouble at all. The archers down here don't seem to have much of a good line of sight on our villagers, or at least the Merlins are doing their job right now in a good way. I would like Oswald taken out, though. Getting to be a little bit annoying. Dr. Lady Terra, let's get you down there. You'll be a massive help. Pepster, let's move you up a little bit. There we go. Dr. Lady Terra should be able to help out. Let's see them go down, please. And perfect shot there from Dr. Lady Terra. Manu, let's move you over here. Dander as well, actually. Let's get a couple of you down there, please, and thank you. There we go. Dr. Lady Terra is now so good, is such a capable markswoman, that I really do feel that in most engagements, we're going to be able to absolutely wreck them. If only we can get the others to the same level of competency, that will be amazing for us. Right, let's get everyone over here now. There we go, and Russell as well, please. We're unlikely to actually even see the enemy break the door. The only people left now are archers, and they're not going to be able to even do remotely enough damage to that door, I fancy. You guys still over there? You've decided not to engage. Wow, okay. I mean, sure, I suppose. Russell, could you go and take care of yourself? Dr. Lady Terra, let's get you over here. It seems that the enemies in this direction are uninterested in our shenanigans and are going to keep us locked here. Okay, well, let's take the rest of the group out. Not a big fan of what is about to happen, because we are going to... Should I charge them into a fight? Okay, let's get them down there. Let's get everyone down there. Go, go, go. You can't reach, but let's move you over. There we go. Take aim. It's gonna hurt a lot, Manu. I am terribly sorry. There we go. Let's keep it up. Thankfully, they're as bad as you are in the aim department, it seems, but they've got a much more powerful weapon, which is worrying. Very worrying. Oop, Manu is taking way too much damage. I'm afraid, Manu, you need to bail. Get out of there. Go on. Dr. Lady Terra, need you to take them down. Run, Manu. River Knight has turned 52. Well done. Dander taking a bit of a hit there. This is not a good engagement, frankly. This is really not good. But let's hope that now that Dr. Lady Terra is there. There we go. Perfect. Dander, let's get you out of there as well. I need to bring my melee combatants down here realistically. Belial. Malachi. Well, you're needed. Where's Belial? Repairing. No, you're not. You are, in fact, attacking. Malachi. River Knight. You're no longer writing. Let's get you down here. We'll have archer support. Oh, never mind. Mercifully, all settlers survived, though a couple of people took a good couple of hits. Manu took the most damage from the enemy, thinking only of defending Woven Tales. Dander was the bravest of the settlers, dealing the most blows. Well, that's a good start to your time here in Woven Tales. The beleaguered settlers came under attack in the summer of 1352. The ordeal lasted 6 hours, because the enemy used superior tactics and forced us to come out of our well-defended homes to greet them. I disapprove of the enemy being that clever, frankly. We're going to let them flee. There's really no point in chasing them down. It's just more work for us if we do. Alright, let's get everyone inside, please, and thank you. Oh. Okay, settlers exhausted. Settlers need their wounds tending. So on and so forth. Dander, Russell, let's make sure that you all take care of yourselves, please. Who is next in line other than Russell to do some tending? There we are. Belial and then Mousy Karina. We should be good. Are we working on some summer clothes? Yes, we are. Marvellous to see. Marvellous to see. Let's see if this is worth putting on, though. We will see in just a moment. And donk. Let's have a look. Good. Wool summer clothes. Well, I suppose so. Actually, you can definitely have woolen clothes that are quite nice. Okay, Danda, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put on the summer clothes. I think. Where did you just drop whatever it was you dropped? Where is Danda right now? Danda is all the way down there. Okay, well, I can't see where you took off your clothes, so I'm just going to have to make sure I allow everything. But we are finally all the way through. Thank you very much, Malachi. Let's get this area set up properly and get some doors down there as well. One there, one... Oh, we want that rotated around. There. No. Gonna have to wait for the wall to be built, it seems. Bit of a potch, but okay. And on that note, I am going to go ahead and remove these and replace them by actual walls. Full-on walls. Furthermore, we're going to take the wood flooring all the way along. I'd just like to get that whole area properly set up, I think. Why is that not looking right? Let's cancel that door for now. Just make sure that these are properly aligning. It definitely looked a little bit off. There we go. That's a bit better. Marvellous. Alright. Now, once this is built up, then the only way into this area will be through this little tunnel here. And while we're taking care of that, I may as well replace this Merlon. Can I even select it? Oh, it's because I haven't. It's really hard to notice sometimes, but if you aren't on the right elevation, even though you can see the Merlon, you can't select it. It's sometimes a little hard to catch that one, sadly, but there we are. All done and done, and we can then pop these Merlons, hopefully in the right position. Apparently no. There we go, that'll do. Alright, that'll look lovely. Okay then, peeps, we've got a lot of corpse hauling to do, sadly. I know. Do we have many sticks right now? We've got 2,006. Do we have many sticks, my lord? Yes, the answer is a very, very definite yes. We've got too many sticks, in fact. Right, okay, well, we don't have enough wood, though, I noticed. So, time to chop down some more trees. Let's make sure that we get all of the mature trees that we can. That is going to give us an awful lot of hauling jobs on top of the hauling jobs that we already have. So I'm going to pass a little bit of time while our colonists get the colony back to rights. I shall bring you back in a little bit. Okay, it is currently the 12th of summer, and it's coming up to 8 p.m. And we have managed to, for the most part, I think there's one or two more items out there, completely cleared up from the raid. We've still got a lot of hauling tasks outside, but they are diminishing rather quickly, and I've cancelled the massive job that I gave them of chopping down all the trees because we frankly don't need that much wood right now. The progress that we are making on the temple area, though, is coming along very nicely. I'm leaving a perimeter of solid ground up and around here. And the reason for that, and the reason why I'm not going to be completely cutting all of this clear, is I do want to plant some trees around here, but in a more organic way. We're going to have a couple of trees dotted around, and then maybe a few in the middle as well, and then have some discrete shrines kind of butted up against the walls. Once I have managed to plant everything I want, I will take some of these walls all the way back, so we've got some 2 high cliffs. And you know what? We may as well actually start work on that right now. So let's go ahead and find the trees. We'll have one growing in that corner there, 1 or 2 over here as well. And I think this area is going to be driven all the way back into up to the wall. Perhaps the same with this area over there. So we won't plant any trees just around there, but we are going to get a couple of trees here and there. Let's not have 2 of them there, though. Let's do that. There we go. Now, obviously, the ones in the middle are going to have to wait for me to completely excavate that area. Ooh, we've got the same thing over here, though. Let's clean that up. There we go. That'll look lovely. So hopefully this will give a little bit more of an interesting feel to the place. And whilst we're here, you know what? Well, I was going to say we could happily do some blackcurrant bushes. I'm not sure we can. I think they will die during winter. But on the off chance that they do not, let's go ahead and maybe dot down just a few. Nowhere near as many trees. Just a couple, but they can be clumped a little bit closer together, perhaps. Something like that. This will give a little bit more colour to these areas. Now, what I would like to see happen is once they've actually planted them, I'm going to take away the grow zones. I'm going to leave these tree grown zones there for a little bit, but I don't want them being basically managed. I want them to be allowed to grow on their own terms. Definitely for the red currants, sorry, not black currants, because I don't want them to be harvested at all. Over here, we are seeing more and more of our settlers getting work done. Still got some flimsy short bows on the make, but Pepsi has been doing some great work down there. We are presently dismantling some more items with Masquerina, but we are, generally speaking, starting to get more and more people in the colony into their summer clothes, just as we're going into winter. Don't think that that hasn't escaped me. But we will then be able to switch over to winter clothes that we know are of good quality, because this is allowing everyone to cycle out of their winter clothes. So if they were flimsy pieces of clothing, they're now being broken down straight away. It will take us another full year, I imagine, to get to the point where we've got decent clothes, and also our tailor is so skilled that they never make flimsy items. But once we're there, it's going to be very, very manageable going forward. Also, as you may see, I have taken away all of the windows on the lower floor over here, and that actually means that it's time for us to do a little bit more work. Ha ha ha, no. I caught you there trying to trick me into getting rid of the shrine. No longer. No. I've already made that mistake a few too many times. There we go. Sometimes the game seems to be very generous on giving you the ability to click on things, to the point that you can quite often click through the floor, which is not quite what you're aiming for all the time. Okay. So this is destabilizing some of the roof there. All right. Well, we will get to that though, and we will sort that out. I think I know why as well. It's because these are currently considered floors that these floors are attached to. Obviously, that is no longer the case. So let's continue to flesh this out a bit. Yeah, that's a shame, but that should be possible to repair by just doing that. There. Oh well, no. Okay, we're gonna have to get them built first, it seems. Usually, it'll allow you to plan the jobs, even if they would currently be impossible, as long as you've already planned jobs that will make it possible in the future. But it seems we're gonna have to wait on that one. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait for these to be made first. But okay, that's fine for now. Let's get that done. We are then going to want Merlins over here. Now, this is going to be the wall of our Great Hall. And after much consideration, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to maintain this width around this area. I will have a bit of a different shaped entryway, but we'll just expand this the back end further back, and we'll use the multi-story nature of the planned Great Hall to allow for it to be great. I don't need a massive footprint. We can build vertically to justify the title of Great Hall. I think that'll actually be a bit of a nicer design as well. Right, okay, let's get these Merlons in then. Autumn. Autumn blustered in with crisper mornings and cooler days. It was the season to prepare for winter, tailoring warm clothing and stocking up on food supplies. Don't worry about that. We've got more food than we know what to do with right now, actually. Right, let's get the Merlons in position. Now, down here, well, actually, over on this side, we're going to want some regular shapes. There we go, and across there as well. Then we'll get some corners in. There, and indeed there. We are going to need to expand out the floors a bit, though. Nope. Once again, clicking through. There we go. And then across here to the Great Hall, and we'll connect up there. Right, it's going to take a little bit of time to get all of that done, and an awful lot of time to dig out the whole area back here. But it looks like they've actually managed to plant everything, which is actually really, really good to see. Let's go ahead. It's unfortunately a little bit of a podge because I have to individually click on these. Unlike games like RimWorld, where there's a single tool and it will manipulate every zone that's present. In this one, you have to specifically select the zones, which does actually add an awful lot of clicking and busy work to do to get it all sorted. But with these now planted, hopefully they will grow to maturity before the temperatures start to drop too low for them to be able to sustain themselves, and they will die back off. At least with trees, as long as they get to a certain point, they can happily grow through the winter, or at the very least survive the winter. I don't know if that's going to be the case with the red currant bushes. If it's not, oh well, it's just a thing we're going to have to live with on that one. There we go. But these will now grow and won't be harvested, which is the main thing that we were looking for. Now let's get this finished off. There we are. We are going to need a little corner section there as well, but by and large, should be good. Let's pop you in there, and these can run down to the wall. Please just give me a floor. Thank you. There we go. And we can draw this out as well. All right, I think we're actually starting to get somewhere now. I am starting to become a little bit worried about catapults and other siege weapons, which will eventually start showing up. From what I understand, we have been fortunate to have gotten this far without them making an appearance. So the fact that a lot of our defenses are still wooden worries me. Absolutely worries me. But for the time being, we'll continue with the trend. But once we've got the temple set up, I think we're going to spend a little bit of time sorting out and replacing some of these walls with stone. Whether that's really going to offer us much protection, considering our walls are not particularly high, I don't know. They may be able to just to basically shell the buildings within unless we've got double high walls. We'll have to learn that together. But I definitely think this looks much more interesting. You know what? I'm even going to go to the effort of replacing these with stone, or at least that one with stone. I think it's going to make it a nice look. I don't think having that wall replaced with stone is going to create quite the same effect, but having the brickwork running all the way down, I think will give a really, really interesting look to this. It'll kind of imply that the foundations of Woven Tales are a lot more sturdy than they actually are. But with that, I think we've come to the end of today's episode. We have laid the groundwork for quite a few things. We are now researching textbooks, which is fantastic. We are actually processing a lot of crafts with a quickness right now. Mousy Karina is doing a fantastic job of that. We have adjusted and made the fortifications around the outskirts of Woven Tales. Well, not more defensible because they couldn't go through the windows anyway, but it looks a lot more defensible. We've also turned back a raid, and of course, we have made an awful lot of progress on preparing the area for our Oak Brethren Temple. I should imagine that we're going to be able to finish this in the next episode. But with that, all said and done, as always, if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, do let me know down in the comments or with a like on the video. But that is going to be it from me. So until next time, from me and everyone in Woven Tales, do take care, everyone.